Welcome to the University of Iowa Neuromarketing channel. My name is Ryan Crockett, and today's video will be over working with multiple response variables. In this tutorial, we will create a multiple response set and go over the analysis and the interpretation of descriptive statistics for such set. It's useful for when you want to conduct a more amenable analysis with multiple dichotomous variables. Dichotomous variables will come up frequently whilst conducting SPSS analyses. You'll see them often when survey respondents are given the choice of a yes or no, such as this one right here. It also comes up when they have the option to check a box for a multiple of different responses. So what the multiple responses is going to help us with is analyzing all of those variables at once. In this case, we have around 12 different dichotomous variables, so we're going to group them together and it will allow it to be more easily analyzed. So to start that, we'll go into Analyze, Multiple Response, down here. And here is where you'll find all the dichotomous variables you want to analyze and group together, and you'll put them over on the other side. So in this case, we want to start with wireless service and go all the way down to owns a fax machine. We'll do newspaper subscription as well. So then we'll just put them over in the set. After we do this, we're going to want to go down to the counted value and put in 1. The reason why we're putting in 1 is because that's the number that means yes when selected. If you had 0 equals yes, you would put in 0. Or if you wanted to measure no, you would use the subsequent number. After giving it a counted value, we're going to want to add a name to it, just so we can come back to this subset later. So we'll just use technologies. Then click add. And anytime it has a $sign, that means it's a multiple response set in SPSS. So we can go ahead and close that. Now we have our multiple response sets created. It's not going to show anything up because it's more than one variable all packaged into one, so it would be strange to see on the outputs. So now we're going to want to actually analyze what we just created. So we're going to go to Analyze, Multiple Response again, and now that we've created the variable, you'll see that these are no longer grayed out. So we're going to start with the frequencies, and just to move over the technology, we could ignore these missing values. Go ahead and hit OK. The output screen will pop up. So when we're interpreting this, the N here is just the amount of occurrences, and these are the overall occurrences. This percentage here is actually a little misleading because it double counts all of these things. So what you really want to pay attention to is the percent of cases. So all of these percents of cases is how many people actually have answered yes to owning a TV or having the internet. So in this case, owning a TV, 99% of the people surveyed in this data own a TV. And then the maximum down here, the 708, means that on average, people own 7.8 of these things. So you would just say they own around 7 of these items. Now we can do a little more in-depth analysis with this multiple response. We're going to do a cross-tabulation, and we're going to compare it to education levels. We're doing education levels because we want to see how likely these survey respondents are to have these technologies when related to their education levels. So we're going to go back up to Analyze, Multiple Response again. For rows, I already have this inputted in here. I'll put them back. So rows, we're going to do our multiple response set. And for columns, since we want to compare it to levels of education, we're going to use level of education, the scale variable. After you do this, we're going to want to define the ranges. And since the ranges are 1 to 5, that's what we're going to enter. Just to demonstrate that, I'll show you why. So that's going to be right here. It starts with did not complete high school and ends with post-undergrad degree. So there's 5 there. Go to the ranges. Minimum 1, maximum 5. Before we hit go, we're going to go with options, and we're going to click the column percentages. You'll see why we do this once we actually see the data. So we'll go ahead and hit go there, and this is what we see pop up. This is going to be the crosstabs, which shows all of the different people in their education range and how many of them have which technology. So you can see TV is really popular with every education, but some of them are a little bit different. So wireless survey is a lot lower at the bottom of the spectrum and a lot higher at the top end of the spectrum. So this helps us if we want to target a certain technology and see the type of education levels that consumers have when thinking about them. So PDA, there really isn't many consumers who use PDAs who didn't complete high school, but if you still wanted to focus on that market, you'd want to target a little higher of an education level. Thank you for watching this tutorial from the University of Iowa Neuromarketing channel. For more tutorials, subscribe to our channel.